Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us and give chance to give a presentation today. And I hope that you guys will be in good health today. And let's not waste the time. We are from group 4 with the topic today is buying merchandise. Before that, I would like to introduce you my member. The first one is Anisa, Yudia, Ningsih, and Novi Annisa, and me, Wahyu Utami. Okay, let's jump to the first topic of our presentation. Will be presented by Novi. To Novi, the time is yours.
Thank you, Ayu. The first material is about the brand alternative. The brand alternative is divided into the three parts. The first is national brands. National brand is also known as manufacturer brands, are product designed, produced, and marketed by a vendor and sold to many different retailers. The vendor is responsible for developing the merchandise, producing it with consistent quality, and undertaking a marketing program to establish an appealing brand image. The next is about store brand. Store brand, also called private label brands, house brand, or own brands, are products developed by retailers. In many cases, retailers develop the design and the specification for their store brand products, then contract with manufacturers to produce those products. In other cases, national brand vendors work with a retailer to develop a special version of its standard merchandise offering to be sold exclusively by the retailer. In these cases, the national brand vendor or manufacturer is responsible for the production of the merchandise. The three examples of store brand are premium store brand, exclusive brand, and a copycat brand. Let's move to the premium store brand. The premium store brand is offer the consumer a product that is comparable to a manufacturer brand quality, sometimes with modest price savings. Example of premium store brand is include Kroger's Private Selection, Tesco Finest in UK, and the men's collection at Fifth Avenue. The second is exclusive brand. Exclusive brand is a brand that is developed by national brand vendor, often in conjunction with a retailer and sold exclusively by the retailer. The simplest form of an exclusive brand occurs when a national brand manufacturer assigns different model numbers and has different exterior features for the same basic product sold by different retailers. But the product is still marketed under the manufacturer's brand. For example, a Canon digital camera sold at Best Buy might have a different model number than a Canon digital camera with similar features available at Walmart. The next is about copycat brand. Copycat brand is about imitate the manufacturer brand in appearance and packaging. Generally, are perceived as a lower quality and are offered at lower price. Copycat brands abound in drugstore and grocery stores. The third is about generic brand. Generic brands are labeled with the name of the commodity and thus actually have no brand name distinguishing them. This product target our price sensitivity segment by offering a no-frills product at discount price. Next slide, please. The next is about national brand or store brand. It is about buying national brand merchandise. The first is about meeting national brand vendors. A wholesale market for retail buyers is a concentration of vendors within a specific geographic locations, perhaps even under one roof or over the internet. The first is about wholesale market centers. Wholesale market centers have permanent vendor showrooms that retailers can visit throughout the year at specific times during the year. Thus, wholesale center host market weeks, during which buyers make appointments to visit the various vendors' showroom. The second is trade show. Trade show provide another opportunity for buyers to see the latest product and styles and interact with vendors. Vendors display their merchandise in design areas and have sales representatives, company executives, and sometimes seven celebrities are available to talk with buyers as they walk through the exhibit area. The next is about national brand buying process. When attending market weeks or trade show, buyers and their supervisor typically make a series of appointments with key vendors. Buyers do not negotiate with vendor or place order during the market week or trade show. They typically want to see what merchandise and prices are available for all the potential vendors before deciding what items to buy. That's all for me. Back to moderator.
Thank you so much, Novi. Novi has been explained about a brand alternatives and how to buy a national brand merchandise. And I will continue the presentation about how develop and sourcing store brand merchandise. First, how to develop a store brand merchandise. A large retailers that offer a significant amount of store brand merchandise have a large divisions with people devoted to the development of their store brand merchandise. Employees in these divisions specialize in identifying trends, designing and specifying products, selecting manufacturers to make the products, maintaining a worldwide staff to monitor the conditions in which the products are made, and managing facilities to test the quality of the manufactured products. And however, smaller retail chains can offer store brand without making a significant investment in the supporting infrastructure. Small retailers often ask a national brand or store brand suppliers to make minor changes to products they offer, and then provide the merchandise with the store brand name or a special label copyright by the national brand. And we come to the sourcing. Once the decision has been made about which and how much store brand merchandise will be acquired, the designers of the retail company develop a complete specification plan and work with the sourcing department to find a manufacturer for the merchandise. And the source can be from other countries where companies should be aware of cost and managerial issues. Cost and managerial issues. Cost is when retail companies should consider of how to use production facilities located in developing economies for much of their private label merchandise because of the very low labor costs in these countries. However, they should aware of not foreign currencies, tariff, longer lead times, and increased transportation costs. And what is the major issues when sourcing the store brands? It includes quality control, time to market, and social or political risk. When sourcing globally, it's harder to maintain consistent quality standards than it's when sourcing domestically. Quality control problems can cause delays in shipment and adversely affect a retailer's image. The next, please. Negotiate with vendors. And how we negotiate with our vendors with the retail company. As you can see, knowledge is power for retailers. Knowledge can be obtained from vendor and the representative. They generally know what is and is not selling. Providing good, timely information about the market is an indispensable and inexpensive marketing research tool. Here's the negotiation issues that will come when we are going to negotiate with the vendors. The first one is price and gross margin, additional markup opportunities, term of purchase, exclusivity, advertising allowance, and transportation. And I would like to give an example when price and gross margin. It's when a retailer wants to buy the merchandise at a low price so that they will have a high gross margin. So of course, all retailer wants to have a low price to buy the merchandise, right? And the next example is when exclusivity. Often retailer makes an arrangement with the vendor so that no other retailer can sell the same item or brand. And transportation, it's about who pays to ship merchandise from the vendor to the retailer. It's remain a significant negotiating point. The next, please. Here's the tips for effective negotiating. First is have at least as many negotiators as the vendors, and then choose a good place to negotiate. Be aware of real deadlines, spread the people from the problem, and insist on objective information. This is very important. Invent options for mutual gain, let them do the talking, and be patient, know how far to go, and you should not burn the bridge, and don't assume. Okay, this for me. The next presentation will be continued by Anisa, Yudia, Ningsih. To Anisa, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ayu. The next is strategic relationship. What is strategic relationship? Strategic relationship, also called a partnering relationship, emerges when a retailer and vendor are committed to maintaining the relationship over the long term and investing in opportunities that are mutually beneficial to both parties. In this relationship, a strategic advance it is in this relationship, it is important for the partner to take risks, to expand the profit rate, to give the relationship a strategy advantage over other companies. The next is building partnering relationship. The first is awareness. In the awareness stage, no transaction have taken place. This phase might begin with the buyer seeing some interesting merchandise at a retail market or an ad in a trade magazine. Uh, the next is exploration. During the exploration phase, the buyer and vendor begin to explore the potential benefit and cost of a partnership. At this point, the buyer may make a small purchase and try to test the demand for the merchandise in several stores. In addition, the buyer will get information about how easy it is to work with the vendor. The three is expansion. The buyer has collected enough information about the vendor to consider developing a long-term relationship. The buyer and the vendor determine if there is the potential for win-win relationship. They begin to work on joint promotional program and the amount of merchandise sold increase. The fourth is commitment. Uh, if both parties continue to find the relationship mutually beneficial, it moves to the commitment stage and become a strategic relationship. The buyer and vendor then make significant investment in the relationship and develop a long-term perspective toward it. Three is maintaining strategic relationship. For foundation of successful strategic relationship, one is mutual trust. Trust is a belief that a partner is honest and benevolent. Information shared between the parties become increasingly comprehensive, accurate, and timely. Next is common goals. Vendors and buyers must have common goals for a successful relationship to develop. Shared goals with Shared goals give both members of relationship an incentive to pool their strengths and ability and exploit potential opportunities between them. Three is open communication. To share information, develop sales forecasts together, coordinate deliveries, and achieve their sustainability common goals. This requirement may sound easy in principle, but most businesses don't like to share information with their business partner. They believe it is none of the other business. The last is credible commitment. Successful relationship developed because both parties make credible commitment. Credible commitments are tangible investment in the relationship. They go beyond just making the hollow statement, "I want to be your partner." Credible commitments involve spending money to improve product or services, and in the case of and to improve sustainability index. The next is legal, ethical, and social responsibility issue for buying merchandise. One is legal and ethical issues. The first is counterfeit merchandise. Counterfeit merchandise include goods made and sold without the permission of the owner of a trade or copyright. The example is about the women handbags or dress. Uh, for the example is like second the LV have the product counterfeit in Indonesia like no brand. Next is gray market, deficit, and black market merchandise. Gray market goods, also known as parallel import, involve the flow of merchandise through distribution channel, usually across international borders, other than those authorized and intended by the factory or producers. Deficit merchandise is similar to gray market, except there need to be distributed across international borders. Three is term and condition of purchase. The four commercially bribery. Commercial bribery occurs when a vendor or its agent offer or buyer asks for something of value to influence purchase decision. Next is charebacks. It's a practice used by retailers in which they deduct money from the amount they owe a vendor. Next is buybacks. In a buyback situation, either a retailer allows a vendor to create space for its merchandise by buying back a competitor inventory and removing it from the retailer system. Next is exclusive dealing agreements. Occur when a vendor restricts a retailer to carrying only its product and nothing from competing vendors. Next is typing contract exists when a vendor requires that a retailer check a product it doesn't necessarily desire to ensure that it can buy a product it does desire. Last is refusal to deal. The practice of the refusing to deal can be viewed from the both vendors and retailers' perspective. Uh, Both vendor and retailer have the right to deal or refuse the deal with anyone they choose. A vendor may refuse to sell to a particular retailer, but it cannot do so for the sole purpose or of benefit a competing retailer. The last is the corporate responsibility. Corporate responsibility describes the voluntary action taken by a company to address the ethical, social, and environmental impact of its business operation. Retailers act socially responsible in many ways, from giving to charity to donating time to philanthropic community activities. Some retailers are getting involved in fair trade, a socially responsible movement that ensures the produce receive fair price for the product. Example of the corporate social responsibility is like the eco-option marketing campaign by the company, like eco-friendly product or eco-friendly packages. That's all for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Anisa, for the last presentation today. So, what do you think, guys, about our presentation today? It's about buying merchandise. We have been explained about the alternatives of brands and about national brands, how to buy national brands, tips and issues will be occur in the store brand merchandise, and even we have been explained about the strategic relationship. So I hope that you guys can give us some advice or even a argument or even a question in the next section. Thank you for your all the attention. Thank you so much. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.